Let nothing disturb you, nothing frighten you. All things are passing, God is unchanging. Patience gains all, nothing is lacking to those who have God. God alone is sufficient. Yes, today the church rejoices in the person of Saint Theresa of Avila, the mystic and the doctor of the church. She was born in Avila, Spain on 28 March 1515. Her mother died when she was 15 years old. She had the taste of prayer from her childhood onwards, and despite her father's opposition, she entered the Carmelite order in Avila. She died on October 15, 1582, and in 1970, Pope Saint Paul VI proclaimed Saint Theresa as one of the first two women doctors of the Church, along with 14th century Dominican saint Saint Catherine of Siena. In Psalm 116 verse 15 we read, "Precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of his saints." Yes, I believe the above Bible verse, and I also do believe all those who receive the status of sainthood believe the above encouraging and ever strengthening Bible verse. Saints in the Catholic Church enjoys the status of immortal, which if we explain, it means they had their past, their present, and their future. The difference between them and us is their future remains always future, so to say. It is continuous, and more precisely, it is the state or privilege of being counted as immortal. On the other hand, when we speak about our future, it is uncertain because it can be either continuous and immortal, or it can come to an end at any moment. So, dear friends, today we are celebrating the life of witness of such a great person in the person of Saint Theresa of Avila, who though died physically is spiritually alive and continuing to inspire many people through her powerful intercession and through her writings. So let's have a glance at her life, which really brought tremendous changes in the lives of her contemporaries and all who lived and are living thereafter. It is said that by looking at the seeds we can assume the plants, whether it will be healthy or unhealthy, productive or unproductive. So too, looking at the love and passion Saint Theresa had for the Lord, we can conclude that the seeds of faith was very deep in her. Again, when we attribute this virtue in her, it compels us to salute and admire her parents, who were the instrument of sowing the seed of faith in her. In the book of Hebrew, chapter 11, verse 6, it says, "Without faith it is impossible to please God." Most certainly, it is faith that led her to abandon herself in the arms of God. Abandon requires the complete trust and faith in the providence of God, which we see in the life of Saint Theresa of Avila from her childhood itself until her death. So now let us reflect upon her life to find relevance in our modern time by flipping through her life pages. First of all, when we evaluate her daring act when she and her younger brother attempted to run away from home to die as martyrs in a Muslim country, compels us to appreciate and esteem these precious moments. And it is faith that led her to be sensitive to the needs of the poor and the needy, as she, even as a child, distributed alms in her neighborhood. Her life of faith was ignited and strengthened as she turns our Blessed Mother after the death of his mother for strength and protection. We see the testing of her life of faith when she was teenage. She promptly develops a desire for social appreciation, love and recognition. We also see her drifting from her initial desire of loving and serving God to enjoying the worldly pleasure. In her teenage, we see the struggle between her desire of the soul and the desire of the flesh. As we read in Psalm 63:1, "O God, you are my God, earnestly I seek you. My soul thirsts for you, my flesh faints for you, as in a dry and weary land where there is no water. Her soul longed and yearned for her Creator, and which she could perceive and bring necessary changes. As she says in her own words, her religious experience was a complete transformation of the soul in God. Her union with the Lord compelled her to take all the challenges and risk in her life, which was proved in her bold steps towards the reformation of the Carmelite order. For Theresa, prayer is the source of Christian life and wellspring of moral virtues. Prayer is not everything. She says, it is through prayer that a soul enters the castle, and it is by prayer that the soul continues the journey. Under this umbrella of prayer, God works in a mysterious and often unpredictable manner. So, dear brothers and sisters, friends and well-wishers, in conclusion, I would like to bring to your notice that all of us go through ups and downs of life and the turmoils of life. But be sure that God never abandons us. Every minute details of our life He knows, and every event is a precious moment, because it is God who leads us and directs us to our final destiny. So, dear friends and well-wishers, always remember, if He has created you, He owns you and He cares for you, provided you cooperate with Him. Through prayer, which is the doorway to divine relief, and sweet experience which is uncomparable to the whole wealth of the world. Lastly, I like to end up my speech by quoting Saint Theresa saying, Christ has no body now on earth but yours, no hands, no feet but yours. Yours are the eyes with which Christ looks out His compassion to the world. Yours are the feet with which He is to go about doing good. Yours are the hands with which He is to bless us now. Thank you and wish you a very, very happy feast.